Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody. How are you this afternoon? So, this is so not brunch with Aisha. This is definitely lunch with Aisha. Thank you so much, Dre. Um, two and two. I love it. Um, y'all, today has been ooh wee, ooh wee. Um, Perhaps because of the topic, I don't know. Um, but yeah, and the topic to me isn't as deep, but maybe it is, and I just don't know it. Um, Hopefully you guys can hear me well. The last couple of times I've had a few issues with sound. And so my hope is that you guys can hear me um, pretty well. Hey, Shay, thank you for being so faithful and still coming in, though your girl is like super late today. I'm like late on top of late on top of late today. But I couldn't not come on. So I had to come on. And hey, come on, Read Unstoppable, my Kimmy. How are you doing this afternoon? Pray everybody is doing well. Um, I can definitely say for me, it's been real. Um, yeah, and still got a little more time to go. Didn't I make it? Thank you, Lord. I'm here. What's the line from Color Purple? I'm black. I may even be ugly, but dear God, I'm here. I'm here. So yeah. Today's topic: protect your soul. Relinquishing the power of your identity also provides access to your soul. And so, for many people, this could mean, truthfully, many different things depending on your belief, depending on um, how much power. I do, Shay. I do. It's my name. It's Aisha. Um, Depending on the power, clothes washing. That's a typical Saturday thing in my family. Growing up, that is, it's so many of us now. We literally wash every day of the week, um, which was a lot of us back then. I probably need to start putting some of them rules in place that my granddad had. Yeah, that may save on the utility bill. But yes, depending on truthfully where someone is spiritually, not spiritually, um, absolutely. It's all good. Absolutely. Um, I don't check it as often as I should. I need to actually set up let me see. I gotta set up the what do you call it? The I can't think of it. The notifications for it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, I already have three DMs that I gotta attend to. So I'm gonna get better. Yes, yes, yes. But actually I won't be before you long. Like I know this sounds so preacherous, if that's a word. I think I just made a word. Um, Thank you to everyone that is here. We have 8 watching, 6 thumbs up. If you've not hit the thumbs up button, please do so. It's Blacklight Records that says YouTube likes it, and I do too. Hold on one second. Hey, Motivate One, how are you this afternoon? So I know we're all in different parts of the world. Is everyone's weather nice today? I went to the door and I was like, hot. I knew Derek was coming with it. He said, not preacherist, but pontificating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the word. Hopefully I said accurately. You're never late to the party, Derek. Whenever you come, that's when the party starts. Hey, Madam K, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Motivate One, I appreciate you. Shay says, it's hot. Madam K says, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I actually created a playlist yesterday that's called Aisha's Playlist, and it has all of my videos on that one playlist. And I'm just going to start adding all my videos there as well. Thank you so much, Madam K. I appreciate you. But I promise I won't be before y'all long. I just, with life and the way things has been happening, with the current pandemic, yes, you have. That's what I play for. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Nice weather in Philadelphia. Derek is back outside, finger flipping and a little beer drinking tomorrow. Host Dre's. Thank you. Please tell them that I asked about them. Like when I don't see somebody for a while, I get concerned. So thank you. Thank you. It says folding clothes and networking and all that right now. Yeah. And see, I wish I could multitask and do that, but I really can't. And then once I learned that it's not good for the brain, I stopped trying to multitask. That's why just then, like I could have texted a message and still tried to talk to y'all, and it probably would have sounded a little crazy, and the text message would have been a little crazy. So I just responded to the text, and then get back to y'all, because I will chase a squirrel in a heartbeat. So yes, protect your soul. Well, what is your soul, Aisha? What does it mean? Well, for so many people, it means so many different things. So, in the words of the great Derek C. Williams, this is YouTube. And so this is the platform that I get to talk about what I think your soul means. And for me, the soul is your innermost being. I believe everybody has a soul. I believe the soul and the spirit are not the same thing. And so there may be some Bible thumpers that are gonna come and thump me, but I just don't believe they're the same things. I believe your soul helps define who you are, as far as like your conscious, your emotions, your I'm trying to think of the word, your barometer for what's right, what's wrong. It's like your moral compass. Derek says the seat of the soul is theorized to be in the pineal gland, a tiny walnut-sized organ located mid-brain. Derek, you have to come up and tell us a little bit about that. But I definitely believe the soul has a huge impact on the essence of our being. Hey, Mr. Fulton, thank you so much for sharing me out. I appreciate you. And so when you talk about your identity, for me, identity and soul go hand in hand, but they aren't the same thing. So, did I not say pineal gland? It's pineal gland. I've always heard pineal gland, and I know it was pineal gland, pineal gland, pineal. You're gonna make me go to Google. Pineal gland. Okay. Pineal. Sorry, y'all know I'm at Google now. See, etymology, the word Latin for pine cone. Okay. Thank you, Derek. Pineal gland. Thank you, sir. And thank you again. Um, I have not, I have not seen TR anywhere. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he'll be on today to do possibly a charity auction. I'm not sure if it's on his page or not. But no, I hadn't. Sorry. Um, but I honestly believe that they go hand in hand. And so I appreciate it, Derek. Please add value. Um, I believe your identity and your soul goes hand in hand. So for identity, I believe that your name has a lot to do with your identity. I believe that your characteristics have a lot to do with your identity. I believe, thank you, Shay. I believe some of your aesthetic features have a lot to do with your identity. I believe that the way that you treat people has a lot to do with your identity. And so that's kind of how soul and identity can kind of get entangled. Just thought I'd throw that nugget out there. But I do believe they go hand in hand. And so you have to be careful about giving people the power of your identity. So, what does that look like? Well, as I put in the description box, my mom used to say, it's not what they call you that matters, it's what you answer to. And I said, this was her way of trying to teach me that words only have the power that I give them. As I got older, I realized words have power all by themselves, and what we say and answer to matters. Our identity is the very essence of our being and is a gateway to our soul. Now, this is not scientific, this is my belief. I think if we realize that, we will be more careful about the things we allow others to say about us and the things we say about others. And so one of the things that came to mind, and that's a great example, is Tamar Braxton and what she has been going through. And if you've followed the Braxtons, which I hadn't fully followed them like consistently on a regular basis, but if you followed the Braxtons, then you know that Tamar is a little spunky. You know that she loves attention. She often talks about herself in third person. Let's see, she is outgoing, but I almost feel like her level of outgoing is more so attention seeking. Hold on one second. Is attention seeking more so than it is outgoing. But that could just be me and my personal thought process about it. But here recently she tried to take her life. Now, seeing her the way that she was, that never would have crossed my mind. But again, you never know what anybody is going through. You never know what their breaking point is. You never know how they're dealing. You don't know. All you have to go by is what you see and what they tell you. But in the industry, Tamar gave them power over her identity. And we could say, well, how? She's still Tamar. Well, she allowed them, one, to help her create a space for her to be her, for her to be seen. And then once they had that power, she no longer could control what was released and what was not released. And there were certain parts of her identity, remember the entangled piece that I was talking about, that was tied to her soul. And that, in my opinion, is what broke her more than anything, because she no longer could control that inner essence, the inner what do you call it, thing that she was feeling. And so I see it here all the time on YouTube. A good example is, let's talk about channel names. My channel name is Iseashia, and that's my name. That's what I identify as. But say I were to change it to, which I'm gonna write this down because that love listens. And so that's my identity. But what if I were to, and let's go back to my name. What if I was to give someone my name and say, okay, this is my name, this is my channel, this is my brand? Because at this point, my name is my brand. And I need you to help me market it. And so a good example is when we do raids and we go hashtag TR raid or hashtag Iseashia raid, or like last night we did the hashtag entanglement, Iseashia entanglement raid, because we were talking about entanglement. How can I say that? You're then taking on the identity, which is okay in that form, but this is a lighter form that can lead to a deeper situation. So that's why we have to be careful of just having fun and doing a raid. Great. But when you walk around and you represent something, and so let's talk about the sorority. I can talk about that because I am a member of a sorority. I am a member of a sorority, but the sorority isn't my identity. However, when I put on my paraphernalia for that sorority, I represent that sorority when I'm out. So whatever behavior that I put forth, they don't have my name, but they have my sorority if I got my letters on. And so then that becomes my identity, and my behavior can affect the entire sorority. If it's something that I just say I go do something super stupid with my letters on, it could affect the entire sorority. And so you have to be careful about who you attach to your identity, whose identity identity you attach to, and how much power you allow um, that thing to have with your identity, because it still ties back to your soul. I pray that made sense. Um, and so you, especially if we're in a time where many of us are struggling with identity right now because we can't work, we can't do things that we used to do, and so we're trying to figure out who are we, who we really are, and so you don't want to take on the identity or the persona of somebody else and leave your soul hanging, because at that point your soul is vulnerable. But not only that, someone else in this world, and I say it all the time, is tied to you. And so if you're not walking in your full identity, not only are you leaving your soul vulnerable, but now you're in a masquerade in someone who is supposed to find you, who's attached to you, who needs you for whatever life-saving moment it may be. They can't find you because you're not looking like who you're supposed to look like. Am I making any sense to y'all? Let me know. And I'm going to read Derek's comment. Derek says, confirm. Derek, we know you talk about yourself in third person. Derek does that. I didn't know until I got on YouTube that I spoke of myself in third person. But anytime someone tries to take their own life, that is a red flag of the highest order. It's the funniest thing. You never see people in your lower income brackets trying to commit suicide. It's almost always some well to do people and things like that. On the outside, it looks like she had the best of everything. So, what's the problem? I read a few years ago that Serena Williams was so bored she actually ate her dog's gourmet food. She took sick. Derek says the sorority thing ain't too far off. The AKAs had an embarrassing legal situation down in Georgia. Yes, a stain on that organization from the actions of one. Absolutely. You made sense. Proceed. Thank you for permission for proceeding. Let's go back up here though so we can talk about this in the lower income brackets. We're going to talk about suicide. We've talked about it before, but we're going to talk about it some more. And I say that because it happens in the lower income brackets. It just doesn't get the same coverage as those in higher income brackets. I know, and I'm one person. I'm one person, and I want to give you an accurate account. I know 5 people. 5 people. 3 of them within the last 4 years. 2 of them were children. One of them was my daughter's friend. So it happens in the lower income bracket. It just doesn't get the same press and the same um, media coverage, but it happens. Um, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up statistics on that. Derek, hold on, because I'm doing something. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is a research that was done by Globe Mental Health. Not sure where they're from, and so I'm not gonna fully even address it yet. But I would love to have a panel about this, because I think that is a huge misnomer I think that's I think it's a huge misnomer that those in low income areas, and in this study, which is an older study, so I definitely like to have a more up to date one. But this is by Global Mental Health, and it was done in December of 2016. Um, and Derek, I would love to do a panel with you about this. It says approximately, and this is just the abstract, and I'm not going to get too deep in it, but it says approximately, and I'll go ahead and share my screen. Ooh, Modest, I forgot to call you. But I'm going to do it as soon as we get off of here. Okay, let's see. Y'all know that little delay between who is it, YouTube and StreamYard. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Modest. Hey, it's all hot air. Thank you so much for coming in. Derek C. Williams says yes, coverage. Agreed. Now, Derek, I need to know what you're talking about with the coverage part. Motivate One says, so do you believe brand identity should always equals one's true personal identity? Yes, I do. And I say that because identity is so fragile that, how can I say it? Identity is so fragile that we can get lost in the brand. So instead of adjusting to a brand, take your authenticity in your identity and brand it, if that makes sense. Because it's just kind of like actors. Have you ever heard about actors doing particular roles? And good movie. Was it the oh god, was it Four Color Girls, when the guy, light skinned guy with the pretty eyes that most people love, and he threw the baby out the window, and like from that moment forward, um um we couldn't tolerate him. Like, I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but I didn't care what movie he played in after that. He played that part so well that I did not like him. There was nothing he could do. Even if he was a good guy in the next movie, I remember him throwing that baby out the window in the other movie. And so I was done with him. And so I do think that your brand identity should always equal your true personal identity. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't reserve pieces of yourself for yourself, because there's still pieces of myself in as much. I found it funny yesterday, with it was 5 of us. I had a focus group, and the statement was what was made. Well, one thing Isha never has to worry about is anybody putting anything out about her, because she done told us everything. There's still so many pieces to me that people don't know. Good, bad, and ugly. Some may get disclosed, some may not. But in the end, my identity is what it is. What y'all see on YouTube, I promise you, is what you get off YouTube. Just like, what was it? What did I drop? Jesus. Just like what was that, Wednesday, when I got on here and I was hurting, because my child was hurting, and I just had to go into a quick moment of just because I didn't even have time to process. So a moment of processing, which led to a moment of praying and a moment of praise. And then in that same day, they bothered my baby again, and I went into mama bear. And so that, but that's my identity. So I'm not ashamed of, I don't know what I dropped, y'all. That bothers me. Of showing you what I am. Like there's nothing anybody can put out on me, and I would retreat and feel bad or embarrassed. No, let's just deal with it head on, because somebody else probably did it too. That's how I think. But then again, look at how I was raised. So how much more can be taken from me anyway? So Motivate One, I hope I answered your question. I gave you a lot. Derek says, that is true, Aisha. I don't even know what I said that was true, but thank you, brother Derek. It's all hot air said, that's so sad. It is. Shay's Journey says, it happens because it almost happened with me. Yeah. And Shay, can I tell you, if I can be very, very transparent, very, very honest, and I know I've shared this story a couple of times on here. There was one time when I had the thoughts of taking my life, and I knew that wasn't me. I love life, and I'm not upper income. We're not a 6-figure household. And had I not have worked in a pharmacy, had I not have been a certified pharmacy tech, I wouldn't have known to think, go look up the side effects of your medicine. And when I went to look at the side effects of my medicine, okay, man, thank you, because what I don't want it to be is to screw in the chair and then I just fall. That would be, oh my God. I lost my train of thought. Because I just saw myself falling. It was my angel.
Flew away from it.
Oh. And it was the medicine. And the medicine at the time, I can tell you, it was Folklin. And they had put me on it because I have narcolepsy, which is crazy because I have ADHD, right? But I can literally take my ADHD medicine, drink a cup of coffee, all the lights in the house be on, sit in front of my computer, and still fall asleep. Like, that's just how bad it is. And so I got off the medicine. And at that time, we were living in a hotel because our house had caught fire. So had I have taken my life, people would have been thinking, well, she had just caused, this girl has gone through so much her entire life. She just got tired of fighting, blah, blah, blah. And it's not me. I love life. So the other time, and I don't consider this suicidal thoughts, but it was too close to the path of suicidal thoughts for me that I brought it to the attention of my husband, and I brought it to the attention of my psychologist, because again, Iseashia loves life, and that's part of my identity. And so that's why I'm okay with people calling me Iseashia or Iseashia or trying to pronounce every letter in my name, because that's my identity. It's part of my identity. It's part of who I am. I can't change my name. I don't want to change my name because it's part of who I am. And so the second time, it wasn't suicidal thoughts, but it was those thoughts of my family doesn't need me. It was those thoughts of love can't keep people here. Like, I always thought if you could just love somebody enough. I used to think that suicide is selfish, like that is such a selfish act. But when I went through that period of depression, God showed me that it's not a selfish act. We see it as selfish because we don't understand what was going through their head. But in their mind, they're relieving the world of the issue of them. So where they're saying, I can't take it anymore, I can't do this anymore, I can't whatever anymore, it's their way of relieving the world, their loved ones, of them. And so they don't know that feeling. They can't feel that feeling. And also, most times, there is some sort of chemical imbalance that's going on in the brain. And we have to know that so that we can stop labeling it and stop um, stigmatizing people that even experience it, and help people to get through it without judgment, because there's still life after attempt. There's still life after um, depression. There's still life while taking medicine so that you're not depressed. There's still life um, whatever we're going through. There's still life, but holding your identity is all that you have. Like, hold on to your identity, because again, that opens up the gateway to your soul. And once someone gets control of your soul and you don't have control anymore, you don't even know it. You begin to take on the persona of that person. You begin to act like that person, or you begin to act like they say you are. Have you ever heard of how the psychologists say you shouldn't call children bad? Or when you call when you do call them bad, they believe you, and so they start to act bad even if they aren't bad. Like, that's again a part of identity. So Shay's journey, I'm with you, hon. Always reach out. Derek Williams, damn, yes, it doesn't get the coverage. Understanding full well all is not set in stone, but we see the stars. What could be the issue with them as an outsider looking in? Money doesn't fix everything. Money doesn't make you happy with you. So that's which goes back to identity in your soul. And I try not to get spiritual. Um Give me 1 second. Let me find the lyrics to this song. It's a hymn. Um it's the song is It Is Well. The song is It Is Well with My Soul. Um and the lyrics to the song says, when peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows blow, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. And I'm not gonna go any deeper into it, but it's on all platforms. I wonder, can I copy this link? Actually, I bet she didn't have that on. Thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. And so your soul is that thing that has to settle. Have you ever heard your grandparents be like, I'm just not settled. I'm just not, spirit just not settled. That your soul has to settle. And so money doesn't make your soul settle. Money, just because you can get everything in the world doesn't mean that you're good with you, if that makes sense. And being good with you takes work because there are flaws. Like, I wish I could, and maybe I'll do it one day. For me, I've never seen myself as this beautiful, glamorous girl. Um, there was a period in my life that I had very low self-esteem. And it was low, truthfully, because of everything that I had gone through. Um, and then again, we talked about colorism, and truthfully, in my family, I'm not liked. Um, I mean, you guys saw the picture of my mom for those of you that were here. So in my family, I'm not really liked. They didn't try to show favoritism to those that had my mom's skin tone, but it happened. And as children, you see that it happened. They didn't try to show favoritism to those whose hair was longer and took more after our Native American heritage. But it happened. It did. So the self-esteem for me was low. There are so many flaws that I have even now that I'm okay with, that y'all may not see. And I could point them out, but I'm not going to point them out because they're mine. And if I'm going to be okay with them, I'm going to be okay with them. I'll tell you one. Do y'all notice I don't do my eyebrows? Why? One, because they became a tragedy of the 90s anyway. So they just do, I mean, look at them. They do what they want to do. I may clean them up a little bit, but you don't see me with nice arched. No. Why? So when it comes to money doesn't. I almost did a topic today about the lottery curse, because they had a whole series about how people would win the lottery and they'd lose the money or something would happen and they'd be broke again, and they called it the lottery, basically the lottery curse. But is it the lottery curse, or is it that no one taught them how to properly handle that much money? Is it the lottery curse, or is it that they now have all the money in the world, but they're still not satisfied with them? And that's the piece that I'm trying to help us understand, that something as small as our identity, and our identity shouldn't be considered small, but something as small as our identity, who we are, who we I'm sorry, I'm gonna take a pause because my chat is not moving, which means because I'm looking at YouTube. Y'all forgive me. Hey, TR, thank you for coming in. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I just realized that the chat was not moving, and I'm like, wait, somebody had to come in and forgive me. Modest says Zoom. Okay. Send me the invite. Derek says, yes, a lot of teenagers that have lost their way, people in deep depression, etc. When I said coverage, I was referring to the coverage of low. Right. I agree, Derek. Motivate One says, yes, that would be ideal. Problem is that many people have brands that aren't. Girl, that's it. Motivate One, that's it right there. They go into it with the wrong brand. Motivate One says, for me, my brand does reflect the true me, but personally, I'm multifaceted, so my brand may not reflect all of me. Yes. And so I give you guys authenticity all day long, but I may not give you all of me, but it doesn't mean that it's not authentic. So what you see is authentic, but there's so much more than just this space that you see right here. And I'll remember me saying, I'm going to let you guys in. I'm going to let you guys see. But part of me wants to share it. Hey, TR, thank you so much for coming in. Definitely need to call you about Monday. There's so much more to me. Like part of me wants to let you guys in because it's so chaotic. Yeah, I get all the time since I've been doing this channel. Iseashia, like your voice is so peaceful, it's so calming, it's so, and I'm sure my children don't think that. Like I really want to, I may do that tomorrow, especially before my son go off to college. I really want to sit down and interview them and let them tell you about their view of me. I'm not going to say the real me, their view of me, because it's going to be different than y'all's, I'm sure. And not only that, I want to interview them in separate rooms at separate times to ensure that they're giving you their view, because and I want to do it live, so I can't edit. Each one of their perspectives will be different. And so I give you guys the authentic me, like this me. But my husband just put in the chat the other day, this is my happy place. I didn't know it was my happy place. He helped me out. I didn't like, I'm not stressed when I do this. I'm not nervous. I don't care if there is one person, if it's me and Shay, baby, we're gonna have a full conversation. We're gonna talk about some stuff back and forth, because this is what the channel is for. Siri, ain't nobody said nothing to you. I said Shay, not Siri. She just so I fully agree with you on that. Motivate one. Derek says, I understand that in New York City, one of my moderators sent me a video clip last summer of a college woman who threw her babies out of the windows in that city. Utter madness. And so you say utter madness, and I say, so how old were these babies? Were these newborn babies? Were these stepper babies? Did she have help? Did she have support? Was she angry at their father? How young was the youngest child? Was there any type of there are so many questions that can go with that, Derek, that as a people, we gotta get better about judging people and getting to the root of the issues, so the issues don't continue to happen. Until we address them, the first thing we say, God, it was a case here where I can't remember. The mother did something to her newborn baby, and it became racially motivated when it shouldn't have. But of course, because she was white, we're in an urban area that's predominantly Black, we were pretty harsh. And when I say we, I'm speaking on behalf of the Black delegates. But I didn't agree, because postpartum depression is real, one. Support after having a baby is real, two. It's so easy to say what you won't do, but I'm here to tell you, never say never. God has never say never. And then we can be the most judgmental individuals on earth. I mean, there were people, just some of the things that they said was just absolutely disgusting, and then would attack those who were just trying to inform. Wait, y'all, you do understand that when a lady has a baby, our body goes through so many. It's not just pushing the baby out, getting up, going back to work, and then it's followed by, our ancestors had babies in the field. Okay, does that make it right? Does it make it right? No. And we're still suffering some of those traumas because they've been passed down generation to generation to generation. It doesn't make it right. Dre says, Michael Ealy, he even said he had to go on a sabbatical after the movie, even away from his wife, and regain himself. And I can believe that because he played that part. Don't get me wrong. He played that part. And I probably need to see this interview because I still don't like him right now. And that movie is probably what, 10, 15 years old. I don't want to watch it. Nope. Nope. I don't want to see you. So that's how you know he's a great actor, because I don't even like him in real life. For what he did in Babies. And Baby, probably need to see the Babies, so I feel, but I don't know. But I still got a whole attitude with him. What are my dogs doing? Jeez. Derek says that's confirmed too. A lot of these medications elicit suicidal tendencies and murderous outbursts. Absolutely. But here's the thing, Derek. We got to inform, and we can't say don't take, because let's just use the mother that threw her children out of the window. What if she had a medication that caused that type of reaction? Roseanne Barr, let's talk about her and the comment that she made, and her saying that she was sorry and it was because of the Ambien. And we, the black delegate, I'll speak for the black delegate, was like, hell no, ain't no Ambien. Yes, Ambien does. Ambien has had people sleep with people that they don't know they're sleeping with. Ambien has had people driving and they didn't know they were driving. Ambien has had people cooking full meals and they wake up and they see that the stuff is there, but they didn't know that. Let's talk about that part of Ambien, because that is true. It happens. It happens to any white, black, yellow, purple, all alike. It affects people that way. Do it affect all people that way that take Ambien? Absolutely not. But it does have that effect. How are these people able to function without having an accident? I don't know. So, I hadn't dug that deep, but I know for a fact that it does it. So when she said that, because I know for a fact that it is possible, all right, you good. Don't let it happen no more. Where everybody else was like, not a lie. But we need to know about these medications because it happens. And it's not just to people that look different than us. No, it happens to people like us too. He is a great actor. Modest Nation says, I think it's selfish too. And I'm assuming you're talking about suicide, but it can't be selfish. And I used to think that it was selfish. I'm telling you, up until, and my husband can verify, up until last year, suicide is so selfish. Are you thinking about yourself? No. They're thinking they're relieving the world of a burden of them, their family of a burden of them. There's not enough love in the world to keep someone from committing suicide. There could either be a chemical imbalance in their body, brain, and there has to be an inch of willpower, not even an inch, just the smallest little willpower to live, and they can go on. Hey, Zero to Infinity, forgive me. You either write your own script or someone will write it for you. That's a fact. Kimmy says, hello, everyone. I'm back listening. Thank you, Kimmy. TR says, it is well. It is well. Thank you, TR. Thank you. Forgive me, y'all. And of course, Derek in his Soldier for Ja, Naughty X. TR now. I just want to know what Soldier for Ja. Is there like a soldier for the Lord? TR? Naughty X. Happy Sabbath. I could just why do I see him saying that in a British, not a Jamaican dialect? Derek C. Williams says, self-esteem. Coming up in Mississippi, we ain't have nothing but self-esteem. But many succumb to dysfunctional situation lose themselves and stuff like that. Inner strength goes a long way. See, I think sometimes we confuse self-esteem though, Derek, with inner strength, and those are two different things. Self-esteem is feeling good about yourself, feeling good about who you are, feeling good about your hair color, the color of your eyes, your teeth, your I remember, and it's crazy now that I say this because my oldest daughter went through this too. I wanted braces and she did too, but she really didn't need them. And I really didn't need them. I mean, I could use them, but it's not a need them type thing. And she, I mean, and that was, so I wouldn't smile as much because I felt like my teeth were too big. Thankfully I grew into them. I also was very skinny. I'm talking a buck 05 after I had my first baby. If that much. Like, I was very skinny. I wore glasses. When I get excited, even now, my words get jumbled up. I was never taught some things that I needed to know as a young lady. And so I had low self-esteem, no ifs, ands, buts about it. And boy, did low self-esteem get me into some but that had nothing to do with my inner strength. I was a strong child. I went through a lot, but I made it through. I'm still here. So there was some resilience there, but that has nothing to do with self-esteem. It had nothing to do with the fact that I'm literally 5'3". When I go to the doctor, it's like 5'2.5". But when I have my fro, I can get up to 5'4". So I just stay at 5'3". But I stopped growing. But there was a time that I was tall, and so my self-esteem was low because I was taller than the boys, and I didn't like that. But then I just stopped growing. Obviously, my son lost his mind because he didn't text me across. He act like I'm not on live asking for $10, and I'm trying to see what he needs $10 for. Derek says, proceed, host. You're forgiven. It happens. Thank you, sir. I just love that you tell me to proceed. Hot Air says, exactly, girl. I don't even know what you said exactly to, but I'm gonna put this link in the chat. Derek says it was a video clip of several different women all over that city, all age ranges. The oldest I saw was like 8. Yes, lots of ways we can go, but to throw a baby out of the window, whoa. And so I guess I can't comment on that because I don't know, like, if there was some, I don't know, because if that was all happening at the same time. It's all, Hot Air says, in Stockton, California, a 14-year-old Black girl committed suicide because she was worried about the social distancing and her mother lost her job. Wow. And there's a video, actually, I think I have it in my We Are Better Together playlist. I'm not 100% sure, where a father says that COVID-19, C-19, killed his son. And this is the perfect video for this. My God. He says that it killed his son. And in the video, he talks about his son who gets frustrated when playing the video game, and he broke his television, and because he threw something at it. And he told him that he wasn't going to get him another one, put him on punishment, and that he had to work. So he worked hard like any kid would do to be able to get his TV replaced. Well, worked out in the yard all day with dad and granddad, end up getting a new TV immediately. Got on the game, something happened, broke the TV again. Well, he put a belt around his neck. His little sister saw it. He ran out to get his dad. Dad came back in the house. And so the story or the title is basically C-19 killed my child, but in a different way. And he was blaming the fact of social distancing and the fact that the child wasn't at school. And if he had been at school at that time, then it wouldn't happen. I get it. That's a grieving father. He needed to put it on something, but it wasn't C-19 and social distancing. How about the fact that he threw a controller at a TV out of anger the first time, which shows there was some impulsivity there. It shows that there's some anger issues there. Like, we gotta learn how to start looking at what leads up to these particular behaviors instead of just going at the behavior and then trying to start, because we're never going to get anywhere from that. So do my heart grieve for this father? Yes, absolutely. He's probably regretting that he punished him. He's probably regretting that he didn't do another what do you call it, didn't give him another television, put him on punishment for the television and so many other things. But the one thing that he's blaming is not the thing that caused it. This has been something ongoing, and so we have to pay attention to that. Even with the young lady, I still would have to ask, how was her mom acting? Did she feel like a burden to her mom? There's so many, like, do y'all get what I'm saying? There's so many pieces to, we can't just pay attention to what's in front of us, and let's get to the root of it so that we can fix it, address it, talk about it, get it out there. And that's why I do these type of topics. Like, I don't want to be heavy, deep every day. Hell, email me some ideas about some light shows. I'll take it. I mean, last night's Entanglement, I think, was was probably one of the lightest shows that I've had, and I laughed probably the hardest I've laughed on YouTube, outside of in other people's chat. But like, I'd love to do some lighter stuff, but at the same time, I just feel that as a community, and when I say a community, I'm talking as a whole, because everybody is included in the community. Amen. We have failed different sectors of our community by not informing them, by not giving them the information that's needed, by not putting the information out there, by not providing help and resources, by not thinking about things from their perspective. Right now in our district, our superintendent is getting death threats because he made the decision not to open school, because the numbers in our county are climbing in the C-19 area. That was the best decision for the urban children in our school district, which is mostly urban, because most of these children, again, live at home with grandparents or with auntie them, or mom and dad is somewhere. And this is just me being honest, because I'm telling you what I see. I'm not living out in the most lavish parts of the city. I don't want to. I want to be where I can make a difference, and then where I can see from that perspective. I can't be sitting out here in Germantown, Bartlett, Cordova, looking at or thinking I know what's happening in South Memphis, Westwood, North Memphis, and I really don't know. And then I don't go into the neighborhood to consult those individuals to find out exactly what it is they need. So the survey that was taken from majority of the parents to see if they would bring their children to school showed that, like, I think over 70% of the parents had already decided that they were going to go virtual anyway. That's one. But two, do you honestly think that the people in the lower income neighborhoods took the survey? No, they didn't even have access to the survey. Some of them didn't even know how to take. I got a call from a couple of parents to help walk them through the electronic survey. So you got to know how to, I don't know. Now I sound like I'm fussing. Derek says, speaking of actors, Blair Underwood played the mess out of this psychotic in this movie called Asunder. Don't make me not like Blair too, Derek. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Derek says, true that some of those women I don't doubt had mental issues, but that thought of the child being pushed out is what I was referring to. These medications do damage, sure enough, and not having them does damage as well. So, what do we do? It is imperative that the community, the PCP, the psychologists, the pharmacists, the pharmacy technician, and this is me being real, baby. I call me the I don't know, my husband I have to tell you, but I address these issues if I see them, even if it's not me, because I know how the pharmacy works. And everybody that prescription went through should be counseling and having a conversation with the individual that's going to take it. And also, we need to start creating PSAs that inform patients to, one, read the possible side effects, understand how many people experience those side effects, because there are studies for that. And then three, the importance of getting balance. Don't just put people on medicine and this may be a lifetime of something. No, it may not be. But this is where we're going to start, because it's going to take some time to get us to a natural path. But this is what our goal is going to look like so that we can get to a natural path. Shay said, I don't think it's selfish. Derek says, it's all hot air. A 16-year-old UK girl ended her life behind the social distancing stuff. I was talking to my daughter about how easily it is to become depressed in today's climate. Derek, I hear a lot of people talk about being depressed during this pandemic. And I'm trying to think of the right words to say. Motivate One says, it's all a balancing act: education, empathy, and personal accountability. Amen. It's all hot air says, what if she's a social butterfly? She likes hanging out with her friends. Take your kids places. Go to water parks. Staying at home mess with her anxiety. So here's the thing, though. And I don't know that she had anxiety, but if she does have anxiety, then, and we're talking about California, like y'all have all of, when it comes to like behavioral therapy and behavioral management, and like y'all got some great stuff out there. And this is me just trying to think on a broad scale, not just about her, but about children in general. I know here we have a number that kids can call, but the kids don't even see the information for the numbers to call. Perhaps the parents can put them on the refrigerator, and maybe the children can make calls on their own. I'm just thinking of what can we do to make it better, because, and this is just going back to suicide. I don't remember the guy's name. I think he was a musician. I know he was a Caucasian. He was a musician, and he took his life. And a lot of people were just really, and it wasn't Robin Williams, but we can talk about him too. A lot of people were just shocked because literally the night before they had a party, he was laughing, he was this, he was that. And it's in those moments that make me wonder, okay, well, what medication was he on? Or what other signs did he show? Because I'm the person that when I'm with the crowd, I can laugh. I can honestly say when I was going through the moment of or that period of depression, I don't know that anybody outside of my house knew that I was. I think it was the people that was in my house, and I don't even think my children knew. Like they knew I was in bed. They knew I wasn't, sandwich, but I don't know that they knew to the depth of mama is depressed. Thanks, Modest. Hell, I didn't even know I was depressed. So again, that's the stuff we have to talk about. And then to take the paper test and find out I wasn't just depressed, I was depressed. And it was like, but I get up every day, I take my kids to school, I play with my daughter, I take her to therapy, I comb hair, I do this, I do that. It was Carter Club in Blacklight Records live yesterday, and I couldn't. Oh, I was getting ready for my own live, but I wanted to type him in so bad because he showed us some stretches. And the crazy thing is, the stretches that he does, and I asked him what activities do he do at the gym for his back, because I too have severe back pain. Like, yeah, there's a heating pad. I have a new my husband put a heating pad in my Mother's Day basket. Like I get one every year, a couple months. That's how often I use a heating pad because my back hurts a lot. Part of it is because of the Chiari malformation. Part of it is because of the many spinal taps that I had to have to relieve the pressure. And part of it is something with the area back there or whatever. And so I could get, what do they call it? Some type of block gel type thing, but I'm done. I'm done until I can't do it anymore. But simple stretches is what I've been told to do, and I haven't done them. So who do I hold accountable for that? Me. Because laying on that heating pad all day isn't helping me. Me. I blame me. And I don't like taking pain medicine. If I take pain medicine, it's because I just can't take the pain anymore. I don't like taking pain medicine. I don't like taking the other medicine, but I have to take it right now until I either get a life coach or somebody, because it's going to take somebody teaching me. And if y'all know a station or someone that does it in how to, like, I've looked at different YouTube stations on how to write out a planner. But I'm not successful with putting things down on paper. It's paper everywhere. Like, how do I get it straight out of my head on the paper so I can get it done? Those things. And I get it, I've been told, don't look at the entire elephant. Just don't try to eat the entire elephant, which I love elephants. And so I need another analogy. Just chomp at it bit by bit. But I need another analogy because I really like elephants. Okay. Let me go back to this just to make sure that we talked about the bless you, Cindy. Let me see, did I pull it back up? This delay in StreamYard, y'all. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So just want to make sure that I did read this, but it says, my son texted me one more time. The abstract, is it showing? Why are you not showing? I'm gonna stop. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see it. Yes. And so the research is poverty and suicide research in low and middle income countries, systemic mapping of literature published in English in the proposed research agenda. We're just going to look at this abstract, and truthfully, we can do an entire live about it if we need to. But it says approximately, and this is from Global Mental Health, um, approximately 75% of suicides occur in low and middle income countries where rates of poverty are higher. Evidence suggests a relationship between economic variables and suicidal behavior. To plan effective suicide prevention interventions in a low in what they call them LMICs, we need to understand the relationship between poverty and suicidal behavior and how contextual factors may mediate this relationship. We conducted a systemic mapping of the English literature on poverty and social and suicidal behavior in LMICs to provide an overview of what is known about this topic, highlight gaps in literature, and consider the implications of current knowledge for research and policy. 11 databases were searched using a combination key. And now look at this, because that even 11, 11 databases were searched using a combination key of keywords for suicidal ideation and behaviors, poverty, and LMICs to identify articles published in English between January 2004 and April 2014. Narrative analysis was performed for the 84 studies meeting inclusions criteria. And so whatever their criterias were for this particular research study. Most English studies in this area come from South Asia and Middle East and North Africa, with a relative, I think that's supposed to be death and is a misprint, death of, or no, that's dearth. Yeah, I'm sorry, with a relative dearth or of studies from countries in sub-Saharan Africa. Most of the available evidence come from upper middle income countries. Only 6% of studies come from low income countries. Most studies focused on poverty measures such as unemployment and economic status, while neglecting dimensions such as debt, relative and absolute poverty, and support from welfare systems. Most studies are conducted within a risk factor paradigm and employ descriptive statistics, thus providing little insight into the nature of the relationship. More robust evidence is needed in this area, with theory-driven studies focusing on a wider range of poverty dimensions and employing more sophisticated statistical methods. And there. And so even in reading that, what we see, what we know, hey CeeLo, thank you, love. What we see, what we know is it happens in lower income areas. We just don't talk about it. We don't, and I'm gonna be honest, we don't talk about it. In the 5 out of the 3, I'm sorry, in 3 out of the 5 that I know that took their life, it was hard for either the parent or the sibling to say that that's what happened. How do we talk about this? How do we talk about it? How do we help people become okay with who they are? How do we help people understand the importance of their identity and the beauty of their identity and the damage that they can do to their souls by giving the power of their identity to someone else? And I mean something as simple as your name, and saying, hey, help me. I remember, let me and this is a good example. I remember someone wanted me to help them, and in order to help, I'm sorry, I think I missed something because I saw something that said beautiful. Thank you, CeeLo. I'm sorry. I thought I missed something. If I did, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And Shay, I agree with you. It's not selfish. In saying that it's selfish is definitely not helping keep a person that think that is thinking about taking um, their life. Someone needed help on YouTube. And so I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. And the suggestion was, okay, well, here, use my um, channel. And I was like, okay, this is me just starting out. And then I thought about it and I said, no, I can't do that. And the reason I couldn't do that was because that channel name is your identity. And so if you give me access to your identity, though I'm not going to do anything out of order with your identity, and it was presented as if to protect basically my identity, but my identity didn't need protecting because I am who I am. I help who I help. I'll be where I'll be. Like there's no, there was no need. And so I thought about it and I was like, no, I'm not comfortable doing that, because the flip side to that is, how many other people are you asking to help in this manner? And then your identity can be skewed or misused throughout these YouTube streets. And there's no way for you to say, oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So I don't give people access to my page. Moderator, that's one thing. Access to a page, that's something totally different. My husband doesn't even have access to my page. So if I leave here tomorrow, all the content y'all get is what's here, because nobody has access to upload any additional content to my page, unless they hack it. And if they can hack it, well, then y'all have a page. I'll create me another one. But being new to YouTube, I didn't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna help, but I didn't know the ugly side of YouTube. I didn't know the dangers of YouTube. I didn't know the I mean, I knew there was oh, Cindy, I hope you're still in here because I did miss that, but I want to come back to that. Forgive me. Um and so I was naive, but baby, I serve a God that sits high and look low. And he was like, no, you can do it, but do it with your own. And I had to learn. I didn't know. It's not like um, I don't deal with people who do, what do you call it? I don't know how to say it, but it just didn't sit right. And by it not sitting right, I chose no, I can't. And I'm glad that I did. Cindy, you said I always need to know my purpose. Can you elaborate on that for me, please? If you're still here. Cindy. Are you in the building? Woo, Cindy. Are you in the building? I have put the link in the chat. Um, if anyone would like to come up as I prepare to wrap up this session. Um, mm, mm, link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Okay. I'm gonna leave it here just in case Cindy comes back. Derek, are you still here? Derek, are you still here? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shay's coming up. Hey,
Hey, love.
Shay.
Hey.
How you doing?
You sound so beautiful. I'm doing much, much, much better.
So God be the glory.
How are you? How you
I
feeling
am
today?
good. I
That's
am
good.
good. I dare
That,
not complain because he's
that's
able. Hey.
yes, he is. Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
But I wanted to
He's able.
I wanted to shed a little light on the suicide situation as far as like you know, and to me, it's not why I feel like it's not selfish because I feel like it's a mental state that people have to deal with on a personal level at
Mm-hmm.
that moment in time when you're going through stuff like that. It's not selfish because at the end of the day, your mental state is not right. You're
Mm-hmm.
trying to get it right. So it's
Yes.
like it's not selfish towards the people that you love and the people that you care about. You don't want to have them thoughts. I'm pretty sure everybody that thought about killing themselves or did kill themselves or even wanted to do it in that moment, they didn't want to have them thoughts. Them like we go through stages stuff in our life that we go through, and some people just cannot handle depression. Some people cannot handle anxiety. Like some
Yes.
people can't handle it, so it becomes overbearing. Like I was I was this was in the moment when my mother passed, in the first stages of when she passed away. I always been a strong person. Like everybody always looked up to me as the strong person. Like my grandma, I remember my grandma used to get mad because my mom would like put the responsibilities when she send us to the store. When she do something, she would put it on me. And my grandma would always say, "She ain't the oldest. She ain't the oldest. She's the middle child. Why you always giving her the money to go to the store?" And at one point I used to get mad at it because I didn't understand. Like, okay, mom, give it to the oldest. Like, so in that process of my mom passing away, everything everything just got overbearing. My man was just not in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't in the right spot. I was disabled. I was barely walking. My mom was taking care of me. It's just so much. It's just so much. And people don't know your story. They just know what they see
Mm-hmm.
and they judge you for what they see and what they hear. And they don't know your story. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like when I had them thoughts, I was really at a low point.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about being selfish at that point. I don't think that was even a thought in my head. It was just like I was at a low point and I didn't want to feel that pain no more.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go through it no more. I didn't want to see my family hurting. I didn't feel like I could be strong for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like that's just what I had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, what brought me up out of there was prayer. I prayed
Mhm.
so I couldn't pray no more. I'm telling y'all, when I said I prayed so I couldn't pray no more, I
Mhm.
prayed nonstop. I prayed nonstop. I prayed,
Mhm.
and I prayed some more.
Mhm. And
And
I can tell you or share with you, and I think I've said it before,
excuse me.
um, that like I'll go toe to toe with any Christian, Buddhist, Hinduism, Muslim, anybody that want to tell me to read the word and to pray. Baby, when I was in that moment of depression, not only did I read the word, did several different daily devotionals all day long, but I know the word. Like the word is
Mhm.
in me. So I know like I've run it off sometimes before. The scripture comes to mind. I may not be able to give you the exact location, but I know that God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, of sound mind. I know that God says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, prayer,
Mhm.
supplication, and thanksgiving. Pray without ceasing. In everything, give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. Isaiah 26
Mhm.
and 3, God will keep you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee because he trusts in thee. Like Romans 8 and 28, all things will work together for good to those who love the
Mhm.
Lord and who are called according to his purpose.
Yes. Come on,
Philippians
girl.
4:12-13. I know both how to be abased and abound. I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. I know how to nope, stop. I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. Everywhere in all things, I'm instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to something and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me.
Mhm.
Um, I know the word.
Yes.
So there comes a time that we have to understand that we are spiritual beings having a natural experience. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, taking every thought to the obedience of Christ. Yeah, I was doing all that. This
Yeah.
still had nothing to do with this physical body that God has me in the uh whatever whichever one of those the neurotransmitter or serums, whatever in my brain was off. And so once that imbalance is there, you got to deal with it if you want to live life. So that like if I could do a conference, I promise you, especially about mental health and Christianity, and I've been saying it and saying it and saying it, and I probably just need to go ahead and patent it and do it. It would be saved and medicated. It has to happen.
Mhm.
Sometimes it has to happen, and God allows you to be that person to go through it so that somebody else can see, you know what, there is like I said, and I don't remember what live it was. I'm not, yeah, there may be light at the end of the tunnel, and that's the picture that I want from, I think I got it. Vermont Painting Photos. But I'm the light in the tunnel. Like, I don't need the light
Mhm.
at the end of the tunnel. I'm the
Yes.
light in the tunnel. And and so that
I'm what
means
lights up the tunnel.
yes,
Okay.
and so that means that if I have to take my medication on schedule, like there was just yesterday, um I forgot to take my medicine yesterday afternoon and last night. And both times that I remember, guess where I was at? On live. So the first one, I just took it. I was like, hold on, y'all. Took it. It's whatever. The second time I paused the camera because I didn't want anybody to think I'm just a pill popper or whatever. But then I got to think about that. That ain't, if that's what people think, that's their business.
Mhm.
What they think
Yeah.
doesn't, it's not my identity. My identity. It doesn't, what's the word? Make or break me. They ain't got no heaven or hell to put me in. Like I gotta do what I gotta do to be able to be here for my family, for my husband, for my children. But then I'm on an assignment. Now, to somebody else, YouTube may be a hobby. To me, it's what God told me to do. Even though I tried not to do it, I end up having to do it. In the amount of testimonies that come back says to me that I'm doing what God wants me to
Uh-huh.
do. And I can't be fake.
And
I,
thank you for listening. Thank you for listening
girl, I
to
ain't
us, because
listening. It was
yes,
it,
you are. Yes,
it
you
was
are.
I'm
Because
telling you, it was SF Rose and TR that pushed me out here.
you has definitely touched a lot of people, including me.
It's
Definitely
God be
touched
the
a lot of
glory.
people. So it was definitely for a reason. God makes no mistakes. This is
Absolutely.
where you need to be.
To God be the glory. To God be the glory.
All
But
right.
yeah, I just want to break that stigma, and especially that those thoughts don't affect us. That as Black women, we're supposed to be like Black women are truly supposed, like in the minds of others, are supposed to be like the strongest people, obviously, in the world, and we need support too.
They
Like,
don't. That's my biggest issue. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I'm
you
so
fine.
sorry.
Hey, Bridget, girl, you no such thing as late, because he's an on time God. Yes, he
That's my
is.
biggest problem with people in society. They feel as though it's not even really for me. It's not even just about black people, because I see people, society just think about
Hey, Lady J,
most
thank
women.
you.
They feel like women are she women. We are superheroes that don't get tired.
Yeah, and when I say, to be very clear, because I'm all about humanity matters. Thank you, Derek C.
Mhm.
Williams, for that. But Black women, we don't get a pass. We do
Mhm.
not get a pass. We something happen, or we do something, or
And we
we
get blamed for everything. We
we
get blamed for everything.
absolutely,
Everything. No matter what it is, we get blamed for it.
we do not get a pass.
If if two parents in the house, and for an example, two parents in the house, and the son turned out to be bad and disrespectful. Oh, it's the mother fault. She babied them.
Hmm.
I'm like, wait, what?
Hmm. Hmm. And then even with that, like, I want us to get away from the idea that our children have to be perfect. One, because they don't have to be perfect. They are
Mhm.
perfect. Let me take that back. They're perfect in God's image, and so we're going to accept them for who they are. Two, stop trying to mold these kids into what we want them
What
to
you
be, and
want them to
allow
be?
God to
Yes,
have His way.
yes.
And we just nurture the gift. Example: my son is a percussion player. Well, when he was an arm baby, the boy was playing on the back of the pew like this. So I didn't push him into playing the drums. That was just something that, and when I said, I'm sorry, because I said playing the drums, he's a percussion player. So he can play a full set. He can play the snare. He can play the bass. He can play the timpani, whatever the thing is. He can play the xylophone. He can play it all. The cymbals, the bells, whatever, because he's a percussionist. Um, but it was his, like, in the same with my daughter. When she went to college, she was gonna major in, I don't even know what she was thinking about majoring in. But I'm like, baby, all your life, all you've done is sing, dance, and act, and you're not going to school for that. Well, it's not enough money or guaranteed money. No, because
Uh-huh.
I wish somebody would have taken my
Push
talent.
you to your.
Exactly. And my mama did the best she could, which I was singing in clubs at 13, 14, 15. Um, but that didn't nurture the gift. Go to school, get your degree. And guess what she is now? A theater arts teacher at 23, well, 24.
Yes. And you
So,
know what? I wanted to tell you that too, but I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable and stuff when you was talking about because you know sometimes it's best to let a person talk and just listen to what they have to say about what they want to do with their life. And I remember you were saying that singing was always a dream of yours. It's always what you wanted to do, like,
mhm.
you know. And I was thinking, and I was like, or maybe she could become a teacher. Like if she feel like she's too old to get out there now, or maybe she got too much going on right now that she can't get out there. And I said maybe she could become like an instructor, you know, stuff like. I was thinking to tell you that, but I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable or nothing like that.
Not
So
at all. Not at all.
yeah,
I'll start being a student first, and
you
then,
have a beautiful voice. You really do.
thank you. But yeah, that's where I'll start. I'll start as a student first, because I have to find my voice. For years,
Okay.
I've let people tell me what my voice is, and I just started getting confident enough to play with my voice.
Okay.
And so, yeah, And my identity, people used to tell me I was tone deaf, um, and that I can't hear, and I can hear. I was just never taught how to properly hear, and
Okay.
so I'm having to remove those layers that somebody else put on me that actually took hold to my soul. And so whenever I would even sing at church, I would never fully let go, or even on the stage in the club, I would never fully let go because I still had that in mind that I got to be careful to hear and make sure I stay in pitch on note, don't go flat. So yeah.
And that's so sad to me. It makes me emotional because when you talk about that, and I'm sorry, you guys, I'm finna give her back her show in 1 second.
Bridget. Oh my God. She says, Aisha, I found you less than a week ago and you have helped me so much already. I was just telling my husband that I have lost myself being a wife and a mother. Wow. You have helped
See,
me grow so
Aisha.
much already. God sent me your way through Black Light, and I'm so glad I found you. I'm so glad you found me because y'all don't know that y'all help me. Like, this is a two-way street. I promise you. I'm so happy that I can come to a place where I ain't got to act like I got it together. I ain't got it together. A
Uh-huh.
whole mess and a half. Oh, Jesus, if y'all just, oh, a whole
Yeah,
mess
that's
and
the
a half.
reality of it, and it's so and it's good that you can have a platform where you can be yourself and just let people know I'm not perfect. I'm not
Mm-mm.
perfect by a long shot. I go through stuff on a daily basis. I have personal issues that I go through.
I promise.
Um, and we not perfect. As we say, we not perfect, and
Mm,
we try, like in our everyday personal life, to keep a
yes.
smile on our face and to make everybody happy around us. And it's okay for us to let loose and say, "Look, I'm normal. I'm like
Mhm,
you. I just want to
mhm,
let my hair down and just say a cussing word once or twice. Like, let
mhm,
me just be me."
mhm. 'Cause I'm telling you, I felt guilty the next day only for a moment because I had to check myself, and then I was like, okay, I mean, I wouldn't take any of what I said back, so there's no need to feel guilty. Let it go. But one of the things that I was about to say to you, and it has literally just slipped my mind, was cooking. You love to cook. I
Mhm.
love to eat. My husband would love for me to cook. He typically cooks. And so going to your channel to see a cooking video, I mean, I've been watching Tabitha Brown, the vegan queen, for over a year, and I think since 2017. I ain't went vegan yet, but I mean, it's in my spirit, so it could possibly happen one day. But watching cooking shows and watching you fix something, like, it could probably happen one day. I don't know. I don't
Yes.
cooking is just I don't know.
I know your husband loves you so much. He being patient with you, but once he get that one meal, he ain't gonna want you to stop.
And
He's
see, I
not gonna
used
want
to
you
cook. That's the thing. And he said all the time. He said all the time, he'd be like, baby, that's how you trick me. I would come in from the club, you had me a steak and egg, and he ain't lying. And he'd been when I would with his fraternity brothers come home, I get up, broil him a steak real quick. Cause you can broil a steak 5, 10 minutes. Broil him a steak, put
uh-huh.
some little eggs, put the little hash browns on the side. Here you go, get back in bed, go to sleep. Girl, I don't think I done did that since we've been married. Shame.
Aw. But
Pray
he
for me, though.
understand and he love you. He love you regardless. And I
That
know
he
he
does.
understand.
I love him too.
And you will get to that point to where it's so good that he being patient with you because that's important that we gotta let a person do things under their own pace, no matter
Yeah.
if they're in a relationship or not, or no matter what's going on. Just let them work under their own pace and just support them. So
And I
I'm
think
pretty
also we
sure.
all have to go through that too, though,
Yeah.
because we
Yes.
evolve. I'm not the same person I was at. I'm 42. I'm not even the same person I was at 40. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you get what I'm saying? Like we evolve daily. It seems.
Tell him to Dre, stay hopeful now. The holidays coming up. She might
Now,
just
I do
surprise
do
you,
a little
Dre.
something on the holidays, just especially Thanksgiving. One of the things that the year that my mama passed, I knew that was gonna be our last Thanksgiving with her, and so we went over there and we all got a dish. Mine was dressing. My daughter got the macaroni and cheese, and my brother learned how to make the sweet potato pies. So we try to keep that together as a tradition.
Girl, I love me some good dressing too. Oh my God, I love me
My
some good
mama taught
dressing.
me that, and I learned how to make cornbread because before that, I would make cornbread with meal and what you call that,
Jiffy
jiffy.
mix.
I'd mix the
Yeah.
two together, but
Mm-hmm.
my mama taught me, and so I can now make real cornbread with no
With
jiffy.
your dressing, yes.
Yes.
My grandma taught me and my sister at like 7 or 8. My grandma used to have us in the kitchen at 7. She used to come and get us out of first grade when we was in school. You know, for the Thanksgiving holiday, you have like them breaks that like
hmm
Wednesday or Tuesday. My grandma would come and be at our school picking us up,
hmm
and she'll have us cutting up celery, onions,
hmm
stirring up to putting the eggs in the cornbread. So we
hmm
learned how to do all that stuff, and that's why my niece is 11 right now. And Aisha, when I tell you she would cook you and your family a full course meal with no instructions, no nothing,
Hey, send them away.
I am not playing, girl. My niece, I told her one day I'm gonna feature her on my channel and
Yes.
just let her cook a meal so I can show.
Yes.
She want to
Yes.
show off her little skills and stuff. So I told her, okay, I'm gonna let her do it.
As she should. That's now, I will say for our generation, and I'm saying our, but that's where we messed up at. My grandmama had me in the kitchen. Well, not just the kitchen, the garden. We had a whole garden. I'm out there
Yes.
early in the morning, honey. I know how to till the soil. I know how to put the seeds down, water the garden.
Mhm.
So pick the cucumbers. I got excited when the okra was growing. I got excited when, to see the cantaloupe come up and the watermelon. Andre, you don't have to act like that. He said he got his fingers and toes crossed. You don't have to act like that. He's the better cook anyway. Um, but
Oh, he missed your cooking. That's all. He
he the better
missed your
cook though.
cooking.
The kids even, I'm telling you, Shay, he's the better cook. If they see me in the kitchen, they're like, "Oh, you cooking?"
Oh my God, they
Daddy,
wrong.
Daddy Dre don't feel like Daddy Dre. You don't feel like cooking? Mama cooking today? Like,
Oh,
but
see that discourage you as well too. That might make you don't want to get in the kitchen too.
what you just
Yeah.
did, all that, what you just
Mhm.
did. But he will be like, baby, it's so good. And I know it'd be bad because the kids have no holes barred. They-
They don't. You know, kids gonna tell it like it is, girl.
baby,
They
they
gonna
ain't gonna
say
lie.
yes.
They, no holes
Oh my
barred.
God, yes,
But
that was
yeah.
what we was just saying.
Talking about how young, like you're saying that was young, but like I will never forget. My cousin had her children washing clothes, their own clothes at 9. And my
Yeah.
kids, the oldest was 12, and I was still washing her clothes. And she was like, "Girl, she was like, no, they know how to sort them clothes." And I was like, "Okay, y'all finna start washing y'all clothes." Um,
Yes, I feel so bad for the kids that's growing up in this generation right here. I feel so bad for them.
yeah,
Most of them don't have, most of them don't have good fathers and good mothers that's teaching them. One thing they teaching them how to do is pass, sleep
twerk.
with different men and women, how to twerk, how to smoke a cigarette, smoking and drinking in front of them, and I just feel so bad. I feel so bad for these kids.
And even with that though, like my grandma used to go like my cigarette. I mean, it was just stuff you did and you understood. My
Yeah.
mother drank. It's just I don't
Back in the
know.
day, we had more structure with it. Like
Maybe that's what it is. Cause baby,
we
I
would
done lit
say,
a plenty of cigarettes on the gas stove.
yeah,
Go over
that's
there.
what I'm saying. Like
You
it
got
was
to take that quick
different.
puff, but don't go out. Shoot.
It
Cause
was
grandma.
different. Like it was totally different. Like the structure was totally different because it's like, let me try to give an example. Like your grandma probably would say, "Girl, go light my cigarette on that stove," and that would be that. But these days, I don't know. It's just the structure just different. It's just how we grew up. It's
hmm
totally these kids today don't have no respect for their parents. Back in the day, girl, if we even said shoe, when we said shoe, girl, that was a that was that's when we said shoe, them fighting words to my mom and my grandma. We couldn't say shoe, we couldn't roll our eyes, we couldn't stomp our feet.
hmm
None of that. Like we had to have told her when grown ups came in the room, we got the look and we automatically walked away and went on
Walk
about our
out.
business and
hmm
played. These
Yep.
kids these days will stand right in their parents' face when they talking to a group of grown-ups and just,
And then get in the conversation.
the girl, kids know not to play with me. I love kids to death. I'll do anything for them, but they know when I'm having a grown-up conversation, disappear. My nieces, they know better. They know. That's why I try to. Everybody say I'm old-fashioned because all the little rules I had installed in me for when I was growing up, I be trying to do it with them. Like my niece think, TikTok is not life. Read a book.
Yeah.
Let's read a book. Let's stimulate your man. I understand you out of school for the summer, but your man need to still be stimulated. You still need to keep your man on stuff that's gonna help you grow.
Yeah.
TikTok's not gonna help you grow. That's
Yeah.
just gonna, that's fun for you, okay, but read a book also.
I was say it's fun and or take it to a business level.
Yeah.
So if this is what you want to do, then okay, let's figure out why you want to do it. Are you doing it just for fun, or are you doing it because you want your channel to grow? And I can say that because my son told me, he was like, "Mom, I want to be a YouTuber," and he said this years ago, and I was like, "What?" He was like, "I want to be a YouTuber." I was like, "What? How do you go to school for that?" And he was like, "Mom, you don't. You just be a YouTuber." I was like, "And so what you gonna do?" Because my kids used to watch other kids play games. I was like, "So y'all just sit here and watch other people play games?" And he was like, "But that's what I want to do." And I thought about it. I was like, "Okay, let's figure out
Yeah,
how
that's
to
how my
do that."
niece is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how my niecey poo now. She want me to start. I told her once I get up there and get my channel together, I will start her channel.
Mm-hmm.
Like she like to do crafts.
Mm-hmm.
She like to cook. She like to do a lot
Mm-hmm.
of different stuff. And I told her, girl, say hey and stop playing. She want to say hey.
Hi. Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
told her I'm gonna start her something, and we're gonna do it. Anything she put her man to doing, I tell her all the time, you can do it. You can put your whatever you put your man
Yes.
to doing, do it. Don't let
Mm-hmm.
nobody tell you that you can't do it.
And if it's reading that you want her to do offline, print off an article about TikTok and all the rules. You get what I'm saying? And like
Well,
we
right
have
now
to.
she's not allowed to get on no social media right now.
Okay.
I took social media away from her for about like 2 months ago because
I'm staying in there,
I
done that.
found some her and some school girls in her classroom. Because I check her social media. I check like her TikToks and Snapchat, and I seen her and some girls from her school going at it, cursing at each other really, really bad on TikTok and
Mm-hmm.
Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
So TikTok got taken away from her for a couple months, but she said she
Mm-hmm.
don't really care about it no more.
Mm-hmm. Been there, done that. Have we not, Dre? Baby.
Cause
I remember
ask me
one
what do
time.
you do? Ask me
My,
what do I make her do now, Aisha?
what
Tell her what you do now for your fun. What I say you to go do. Outside. Go outside. Go play with the kids. Go outside.
get
Go
some
run
good
around
fresh
and
air?
play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some fresh air, some exercise. Yeah, we went through that. I remember I had my child on a long extended punishment, and I remember posting on Facebook, "Oh God, we finally off punishment," because when they're on punishment, you're on punishment. Like you can leave the house, but that's almost giving them freedom. You either got to come with me. We on punishments together. Um, yeah, those were the days.
Girl, it makes you feel really bad too because you're taking away something that they like, but it's for the best. It's for the
Yeah,
best
I
because,
can't say I feel bad
yeah,
if you
I
did it.
felt bad a little bit because, especially when I first did it, because she really liked being on there, but I told her we don't teach you to curse. We don't teach you to be disrespectful, especially you out in public and you doing it. People may think like, dang, that's what they teaching you. It's okay.
Hmm. Oh, honey,
So,
child, listen. Older stories, but I will not put my children out there like that just because I'm not. But older stories, yes,
yeah, we
yes.
all done been there though. But I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
go ahead on and let you go because I done been holding you up with my
you're
conversation.
fine. Thank you, love. You are always welcome. I appreciate you.
All
I
right, I
do. I
love you
do.
too, sweetheart. I'm gonna go back in the chat.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay.
Yes, Dre, you are the encourager. You always say, "I can do it." Um, my Kimmy says this is healing for everyone to talk our experiences and go forward in life. And Kimmy, I agree. Um, like there are sometimes when I'm getting off live that I feel so I'll come on a little heavy and I'm just smiling, "Hey, how y'all doing?" Da 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 da. And then I'll get off and I feel a little bit lighter. And it's like, Okay, thank you, God. And so that's why I say y'all help me, all of y'all. Like, there's not a person that comes in here that doesn't help me. Um, just sharing and talking, and because in all honesty, if I ain't talk to y'all, most of the stuff I probably would internalize anyway, or think about anyway, because these are the things that like my brain is always going. And I don't know. I just that whole Tamar thing really set with me because she gave the power of her identity to those to market her out or to market them out, and not realizing that that opened the door, the gateway, the window to her soul. And once those things got entangled, there's that word again. There was no way to, I won't say there was no way to pull away. She could have pulled away, but by that time it was too late. Her soul and her inner self was so defeated that she just couldn't come away from it. I'm happy that she's still here. I'm happy that it was not successful. I'm happy that her son still has her. And my prayer is that she gets the help that she needs. But I also hope that we as a community start looking at reality TV, um, understanding that it's not full reality, especially as being a YouTube content creator. I am not just even that, my own experience here back in the fall, um, when we were trying to get a school closed. It was a school that my son was going to, but they didn't have what was needed. And the news would come and do footage. And when the story broke, the footage, it wasn't the footage that was given. It wasn't the point that was trying to be um, put across. And so it was like, wait, so you got to be careful about who you allow to get your message out, because they may not get your message out the way you want to get that message out. And here's another thing, you have to be careful about whose message you're getting out. And so, for me, as an advocate in my community, um, I'm not attached to any organization. I'm just me. People will say all the time, well, who do you work? I'm a parent. I'm a parent and I want to see better. I'm a citizen and I want to see better. Because you have to be careful who you attach yourself to, because that becomes a part of your identity. Um, and that's just something to 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 think about. I love TR. That's my big brother. I say it all the time. I am a part of the royal family, and I'm proud to say that. Um, but now, see, I get to acting up out here in these YouTube streets and do things that doesn't make me proud to be part of the royal family anymore. Then I have to step away from the royal family. As long as the royal family aligns with my belief, then we're good. I can represent him. He can represent me. I trust him like that. And so that's the thing about your identity. Um, who do you trust? Who do you trust with your identity, and be careful with it. Don't just give it away to anybody, because your identity is tied to your soul. And when you give the power of your identity away, you open up the gateway, the door to your soul. And everybody doesn't believe what you believe. Everybody doesn't think how you think. Everybody doesn't act how you act. Everybody doesn't um, respond how you will respond. And I would hate, that's just like moderators. And that's a good example. Like, my mods know pretty much this chat is open as long as it's not any foolery. Hey, old Deuce head, what it do? What it do? I said old Deuce head, old head Deuce. Um, but that's just like moderators. My moderators know we don't have to block anybody. Now if one like the one incident that we did have, it was like my mama came on in the room anyway, and so that's fine. It was handled the way that surely my mama would have handled it. You and your fam make great neighbors. Aw, what's up, Chris? How you doing? How you doing? That's Chris Thorne show of Memphis. Yes sir, yes sir. um but yeah, you just want to make sure that your identity, you don't give that power to anybody, um just anybody, because it's okay to trust somebody with it, but not just anybody. Hey, listen, well, how you doing? How you doing? um Kimmy, I read the letter too, and I actually, and that was part of what sparked this conversation as well, because she was saying how, um what was it, how basically they were painting a narrative and they shared something that she didn't want to share, um but that was still giving her, um giving them power. And I just wish before she tried that she would have thought about that as well, because that was still giving the power. She could have rewrote her, what do you call it, her story, and not necessarily rewrite it, but she could have, um I don't want to say rewrite her story, but she could have controlled the storyline. Okay, guys, I will drop the link one additional time. Hit the like with both channels. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It is 3:18. Oh, dude said, like a good neighbor. That's what I was thinking. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Thank you so much. Listen, well, everybody in this chat, there's 11 people, and I think all but CeeLo Motivate One is a content creator. If you guys would like to network, you may. Um, feel free. Just tag one of the moderators in, or as a matter of fact, put a 7 in the chat, and the moderator will drop your link, or I'll drop it for you guys if you would like others to be able to connect with you. Trying to see who's live right now so we can go share some sunshine. Oh, I got a perfect place for us to go. Ooh, sunshine. Shay's Journey, you want me to drop your link? I got you. I got you. I got you. Woo. Is there anyone else that would like their link to be dropped? In me dropping links, my hope is that you will actually go watch a video, see if that's content that you are interested in, and leave a genuine comment about that video and stay connected, because this is indeed not a growth stream. Is there anyone else that would like their link dropped? It's my pleasure. I'm gonna put listen well. Hey, Master Queen, how are you? Are you doing well? Would you like to have your link drop, love? As I'm about to close out. Close out. I would love to have you show me some love, sis. Most definitely. Let me go on over right now. Oh my goodness. Is this your family? Oh my God. Beautiful. Home organization. I need that. That is what I need in my life. And I mean, this kitchen looks spotless, honey. I am so happy. I'm leaving you a comment. God sent you my way. This is the help I need. Yes, sir. My dogs are upset, which means either one of them is getting love and the other one is not. It's a whole mess. Oh my goodness! And was that lunch? I'm gonna drop. Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Mensa Queen? Ooh. Okay. Oh, hey, Deuce. Do you want your link drop, love? Humans are the only species where we have to find our purpose. Between 35 and 40, I had no purpose. So what changed, oh, hey, Deuce? Please tell me. Why are y'all breaking into my room? Gotcha. Gotcha. Hey, Amber, why are you at my door, love? No, I'm not. All you had to do was go to YouTube to find out. I'm gonna come back vet so the VA stepped in. Wow. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Okay, loves. I'm gonna put this link in here. If nobody else wants their link added to the chats, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. But before doing so, I need to ask you guys for a huge favor. We're going to raid this channel. Just say Iseashia raid. Actually, this channel, hey BBK, how you doing, love? You have a blessed Saturday as well. This channel is a channel that will help you grow. It's called Tuber Chat and Grow. So let me put the hashtag in there. Have a great day, my loves. You have a great day as well, sugar. There's the hashtag Iseashia raid. There's 15 in the building. Please go over, click that link, go on over and say an Iseashia raid. Try to stay 10 to 15 minutes. But I guarantee you, if you're a content creator and you want to grow your channel, Kevin K and Kristen Welton can help you over there. And yeah, other than that, I love you guys. Thank you for spending this Saturday with me. Just remember how important your identity is. Your identity is yours. Do not relinquish the power so easily to others. And don't take on others so easily. Pray about that thing. And if you don't pray, meditate about the thing. And if you don't meditate, think hard about the thing, because it is connected to your soul. And you don't want to open up your soul to someone because then you lose control. Amen. Oh man, that blessed me, old head Deuce. Thank you so much. Old head Deuce says this is a, you're gonna make me cry. This is a healing channel. To God be the glory, because it is nothing that I wow, God. Thank you, old head Deuce. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That blessed me. That blessed me. I gotta take a picture of the screen. That blessed me. Thank you. Come on, Unstoppable says, oh, here dudes that mean that God made us special to do things extraordinary in our life. Yeah. And there is somebody that's connected to all of our lives. So just remember that. And that's not to put a heavy burden on you, because it could be somebody that you meet at McDonald's or somebody that you meet somewhere else. But your life is connected to somebody's, and it could be somebody way in the Philippines or way in Jamaica. So yeah, just yeah. And if you hadn't hit the thumbs up, thank you, BBK, because I don't ever say that. Please hit the thumbs up. If you hadn't hit the red subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. That is very important for YouTube. And yeah, until tomorrow, you guys have an amazing day. I'm sure I'll see some of you guys on these good YouTube streets. Ohedu says the search for answers don't end until it's solved, and you're absolutely right. And I'm on a quest. I'm on a quest for knowledge. Vermont Painting Photos says, hi, I'm sorry that I went live. You cut it out. You're fine. You Bruce, you're good. You are good. No apologies necessary. We're in this love together. Ohedu says, come on, we are special. Our shine is under attack for centuries. Most definitely. And to be truthful, the attack or even the shine, the attack isn't just limited, baby. It's everybody. Yeah, but no, Vermont, you were fine. So guys, I love you. Oh, Hedus, you have really, really blessed me more than I can even say or articulate. Please, 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 guys, hit that like button. And again, we are going to Tuber Chat and Grow. That's the link. And if you will put Iseashia Raid but I didn't paint without you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if you put our Isha, I thank you guys so much. And I'm headed over there too. So I love you. Sending lots of peace, love, joy, blessings your way. Now, let's go on over here to Tuber Chat and let's grow. Have a good day. Bye.